and welcome to another CraftySniper's Airsoft videos. On today's video I have decided to go a little bit Halloweenish. Due to the fact that we are in the Halloween season and we get to see quite a few zombie films out there, and there's usually a person trying to shoot the zombie and they're usually having a shotgun, that is what I've decided to review. Now, this shotgun has been in my collection pretty much from day one. I bought it for a very special match at Lincolnshire Airsoft Club. And that is the Tokyo Marui SPAS 12. I'm going to explain why I bought it. I'm going to explain about the externals, the internals, and my opinions on this gun. We're not going to chrono it. Okay, now for those in the know, airsoft shotguns anyway, don't have such fantastic range. They don't have such fantastic FPSs, not the spring ones anyway. Another reason is it's a tri-shot, which means that every trigger pull means 3 BBs are going out of the end of the barrel, and that usually gives an inaccurate result on your FPS, on your chrono, and it also risks damaging your chrono, and I don't feel like damaging my chrono just yet. So anyway, why did I buy a SPAS 12? Well, first of all, just look at this thing. I mean, it is absolutely badass. This thing is just gorgeous. Now, as I said, I bought it for a special match. Us guys at Lincolnshire Airsoft Club, I like to run a specific style of match. It is called Pistol Shotgun Day. Now, pistols on Shotgun Day are literally, that is the only weapons you're allowed to bring in. You can bring in a pistol, you can bring in your shotgun, you can have 2 pistols, you can have 2 shotguns if you feel like it. But you can't have your AEGs, you can't have your gas blowbacks, you can't have your snipers, all that kind of stuff. Now, we have opened it up a little bit more and changed the title to Gas and Spring Day, which still allows you to carry this thing. But it also allows you to use your gas blowback rifles, your spring action sniper rifles, for instance. My personal opinion, I absolutely loved the shotgun and pistol day. And if anyone's watching from the club, please can we have some more of those? They're absolutely awesome. To be quite frank, I haven't laughed so much than when I'm at a pistol and shotgun day. You might find that a little bit weird, but on a normal airsoft match, it's all kind of almost realistic. I don't want to use the word operator too much, but you know, you just get into the mode of having an M4, an M16, an AK, that kind of business, and you have fun nevertheless. But you're very, you know, you're down to business. When you're shooting somebody with a shotgun that has a range of about 15 to 20 meters on certain ammunition, you shoot them, and it's such a laugh. I don't know why it is. I've shot people with every different type of gun in the collection, but the shotgun is just hilarious. And that's not a bad thing. Now, on the previous video, I had Richard's Tokyo Marui Scar H recoil shock, and I did mention that Japanese law states that you can't have a full metal airsoft gun coming out of Japan. You have to have a certain percentage of plastic, and in the Scar H's case, that was a lower receiver that was plastic. On this gun, it's more plastic than metal. The plastic parts are basically all of this stuff. The trigger guard, that's plastic. The heat shield up here, that's plastic. The pump is plastic. After that, the metal parts, the trigger, rear sight, front sight, your 2 barrel arrangements, your sling mounts, and your keyring that's on here, and your screws and your nuts and bolts and all the rest of it that hold this gun together. They are metal. So, whereas the Scar was mostly metal to a little bit of plastic, this is kind of the other way around. This is actually mostly plastic to metal. You may think that that'll make this gun unfeasibly light. Okay, it's not. It's actually quite a heavy gun. I have 3 shotguns in my collection. I have a very cheap £30 special, it's bright orange, shoots like a sniper rifle. That thing, you could put a balloon to it and it'll float. I then have a shotgun that's a £50 one from ASG, I do believe, and that's got stock on it, and that again is a little bit heavier than my bright orange one, but again it's still, I don't know I'm carrying the thing. My SPAS, well, that's a different ballgame altogether. This thing weighs quite a bit for a shotgun. Most of the weight is up towards the front, obviously because that's where the metal bits are, and I'm guessing the hop systems are all in here as well. So the rear end is actually quite light. It's not so heavy that it would absolutely kill you for trying to hold it and work with it for the rest of the day, but you do know that you're carrying quite a heavy gun. The features of this gun. Okay, your external features. You have a working safety, which is a very good safety. I really do like the safety. When I'm, ready to shoot with this gun, the safety is right where my finger is. It's a metal switch just here. When it's towards the rear, that means the safety's on, trigger doesn't move. When you push it forward, trigger moves. So this allows me to have this gun on safe right up to the point where I need to shoot it, which is obviously what you should be doing anyway. But it doesn't require me having to look at the gun to find out where the safety is. It doesn't require me taking my eyes off the sights, or just moving the gun to go, well, there it is, now I can press it. It actually is a very, very good safety on this. Your sight system is fixed completely. You have, I don't know where you can see that, there's just a big circle there, that's it. It is lined up with the front sights, but to be quite frank, I've never used them yet. I never used a shotgun like this. I'm more using it down here, pointing from my chest, and just shooting at people. You don't really need to aim this thing. You also have, on the opposite side, from where your safety is, you have the hatch, whatever you like it, switch even, that releases the hatch where you put your shells. Yes, unlike my other two shotguns, which take magazines, the Tokyo Marui SPAS 12 takes shells. This makes it more realistic. What you do is, you pull the latch down, this pops your hatch open, take your shell, slide it in, click it in, and once you hear that click, that means the shell's not going to fall out. Shut your latch up, and away you go. Changing the shell on this thing is a little bit more difficult than changing your magazine on your M4 or such gun. Again, pop the latch to expose the shell, put a little bit of downward pressure on it so that it just moves the shell just enough so that you can get your finger at the back end of it, and you pop the shell straight out the rear end. That sounds all incredibly wrong, but anyway, you pop the shell out and slide the next one in. This does mean that magazine changes can be quite a hard process, especially when you're getting charged by hordes of zombies or hordes of enemies. What I generally find is the best setup for this gun is to be using a shell obviously in the gun, blasting out rounds and all that, but I have the next shell in my mouth. This means I can just drop the first shell straight out of the gun and get my replacement shell in, away we go, in 3 seconds I'm ready to fire again. Now, as I said at the start of the video, this is a tri-shot, so 1 trigger pull equals 3 BBs leaving the end of the gun. What this means for your shell is it holds 30 rounds, so you get 10 shots per shell, which isn't a great deal, but you get what you pay for. It's actually quite a lot for a shotgun. The 3-barrel system, because it does actually have 3 individual barrels in here, means it also has 3 individual hop chambers. Now, these are fixed hop chambers. You cannot change them, you cannot dial them in or anything like that. And what that means is you have to change your ammunition weight to get the desired effect you want for your shotgun. Now, excuse me, if you go towards the lighter end of the range, i.e. .2s and lighter, you would get fairly good range. You'll be getting in the 20-25 meter range, and you'd also get quite a big bit of spread. The BBs would start spreading at around 15 meters, and at the maximum range you do stand a chance, unfortunately, of every BB missing your target because they're spread out too far. What I personally like to use in this gun are 2.5s. Now this means that the BBs don't spread so much. In fact, at the maximum range, which will be again around the 25 meter mark, you might even be able to, holding the gun level, you may get 25 meters out of this gun. But with 2.5s, the spread, like I say, is not so big. It actually spreads just nicely for chest size. So if you're firing at someone at around 25 metres, you will get at least 1 or 2 BBs onto them, if not all 3 of them. What I've found though, to get a little bit of extra range out of this gun, is to arc the gun. And this means what I like to call mortaring your shotgun. And what you do is, you fire out 3 shots. So you put 9 BBs out there at a bit of an elevation of the shotgun, and you drop them in onto the target. This gives you about 30, maybe 32, 33 metre range. The spread does increase a little bit more, but because you've got 9 BBs coming out instead of 3, you generally get at least 1 or 2, maybe 3 again, hits on whatever target was you were shooting at. When it comes to this particular weapon system and how I use it, you do have 3 sling mounts on this gun. This allows you to put, as I've put on the moment, I've got a single sling on here. You can put a 2-point sling on here because you've got the front sling point, and you just put this over your back and use whatever gun you use your primary. If you're going into a building, this shotgun comes into its own because the range then doesn't matter. You're firing at less than 15 metres, you will hit your target. How fast is it to fire? It's as fast as you can pull back the pump on this gun. And this is one of the fun parts of this gun. My other 2 shotguns, you pull the pump back and it's very quiet. You know you pulled it back because you hear a little click, but it's still quite quiet as shotguns go. This one, it's quite loud. And when it fires, and remember, I have checked there's nothing in this gun, there's obviously no magazine in it anymore. It's actually quite loud. Now, when it's dry firing, it's quite a hollow sound. When it does fire the BBs, you get, you know, a bit more of a dull thud to it, but it's still quite loud. People know when this thing fires off. Like I said, rate of fire is literally as fast as you can pull the trigger. Now, there's 2 ways you can essentially rapid fire this gun. One is just keep doing that, which is fine, but you will spend that shell very quickly and be very desperate to changing it very soon. However, you can also, and I don't like doing this, but you can also slam fire the gun. And slam firing is quite simple on a shotgun. You hold the trigger down before you fire, and every time you pump the action here, as soon as it resets, the gun will fire. So you are literally as fast as you can move the pump here. So that just goes. Like I said, I don't like doing that. I think it puts a bit of stress on the gun. It certainly puts a bit of stress on your arm. So I wouldn't do that. I don't need to do that. I can fire it just quick enough doing it the traditional way. Now, price-wise, this is actually quite expensive. Like I said earlier, I have a £30 shotgun, I've got a £50 shotgun. This thing is, I do believe, and it was a few years back when I bought it, was around the £140 mark. And you might be saying, oh God, why would you spend £140 on a shotgun? Well, it's Tokyo Marui. It's a SPAS 12. I like the SPAS 12, so, you know, I'm happy to pay that money for this. It's a beautiful shotgun. It's never let me down on all the special matches I've used it at. So I'm happy with it. Price of the shells, well, this differs. This is a Tokyo Marui shell. You can get a pack of, I do believe, 3 of these. I think they may do a pack of 6 as well. These are actually quite expensive for what they are. It's just a plastic shell, for crying out loud, with a little spring in it. You're going to be talking £15, probably, you know, a bit more for the bigger packs. That's probably one of the reasons why I've only got 3 of these shells. Now, shell compatibility for this gun are actually quite good. You have, obviously Tokyo Marui shells will work perfectly. You have ASG shells, they'll work, and you have double eagle shells. Now the double eagle shells are for the cheaper end of the market, but they work with this gun. So I'm going to pick up some more double eagle shells at some point. You do need them, to be honest with you, if you're going to go into a match with this gun. How many shells would be acceptable? As many as you can hold. I mean, these things are very light. If you've got a bandolier system where you can put them into that, then you can hold 20 plus shells with ease. They don't weigh anything, so that's fine. Anyway, like I said, this was the review of the Tokyo Marui SPAS 12. I absolutely love this gun. My personal opinions are, if you can stomach the price, buy it. Yeah, there is cheaper versions out there in the airsoft world, as always. But like most things in airsoft, you pay for what you get. It's never let me down. Very accurate for a shotgun. You have to relearn how to fire this thing properly. It's not like a standard AG or anything like that. So you have to work with it. And judging from I use this on pistol shotgun days, it is fun. That's what it is. That's what airsoft is all about. And this gun has barrels of fun and character. So anyway, that was the review of the SPAS 12. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think of the videos. I will take any criticism. I'm not fussed about it. If I can improve it or future videos in any way, let me know, and I will do my best to cater to what you said. See you guys out there in the airsoft field. Have fun, stay safe. That's very important. Always wear your eye protection, all that kind of stuff. It actually works. Have fun, and I'll see you out there.